I often receive comments and emails from people asking me how do I pick stocks for option trades. So I'm going to share with you one approach that I use. Plus, if you watch the entire video, I've included a free bonus that you won't want to miss. Stock market industry analysts are industry professionals that traders and investors like to follow because these individuals investigate and research the companies that are trading in the market. Now, it's their job to know everything about a company's operations and its financials, and not only a company's current situation, but for the future as well. So these analysts also take into account the health and activity of the sector and industry, plus they factor in global factors, trends, plus the micro and macroeconomic factors that may potentially affect the company, including its earnings and its future. So these analysts, they focus on specific stocks, and they make predictions regarding the stock's future performance. These predictions include financial estimates such as earnings, price projections like where will the stock price be in a year, and also recommendations. So for this video, I'm going to be focusing on the industry analyst recommendations because this is the summarization of the analyst's research, in-depth analysis of the company's operations, that company's financial health, and future prediction all rolled into a single indicator. But for me, these analysts are 100 times smarter and more knowledgeable about the performance of a company and its stock than I can ever be because they're professionals whose career it is to research companies under a microscope and know everything about them that could affect the stock price in the future. Whenever I'm researching a stock for a possible option play, I typically see industry analyst recommendations come in as one of 5 different values. So now let's step through the different recommendations so that you'll know what they are, and I'll give you a quick definition as well. First, there's the strong buy. Now, this is the highest buy recommendation that an analyst can give a stock. It means that the analyst feels extremely positive about the company's operational and financial performance. And so they see a future of upward growth and success, which may equate to a higher stock price. Next is the buy recommendation. And this is a positive recommendation from an analyst, indicating that they recommend acquiring the stock. And it's based upon their research into the company and that they're predicting the company is strong, operating effectively and efficiently, and as such, they recommend the stock as a buy. Next is the hold recommendation. Now, this is the middle of the road recommendation that an analyst can give. It's neither positive or negative. It means that if you currently own the stock, continue holding on to it. But if you don't own the stock, then the analyst recommendation is not to buy it, or at least take a deep look again at the company, the health of the sector and industry, before making any commitment to own the shares of stock. For me personally, I still look at and consider stocks with a hold rating, and usually it's because I think there may be some upcoming news or event that could possibly propel them into the positive or buy scenario. Now we get to the sell recommendation from an analyst. And just as the recommendation implies, the analyst is of the opinion that the shares of the company's stock may be in jeopardy of falling, given the results and findings of their research into the company's operations, financial position, upcoming news or events, or things of that nature. And lastly, there's the strong sell recommendation. And this one means that the analyst feels so strongly that the company is operating poorly or at risk, or maybe it's in financial distress. It also may mean that the analyst is predicting a significant change in the sector or industry that would negatively affect the company. And as a result, the analyst is recommending that investors or traders divest themselves immediately from any position in the stock. I've also come across some other recommendation terms, and you might see them as well. First, there is outperform, and I like to think of this rating as in between the hold and buy ratings. In other words, the stock is doing well and keeping ahead of expectations, but not quite well enough to earn a buy rating. Next, there's the neutral rating, which I like to think of as equivalent to a hold rating. And then there is the underperform rating, which I place in between the hold and sell rating. So if a company is coming up short on meeting expectations, then it might get an underperform rating, which is considered negative but not quite so bad as earning a sell rating. Now we know what the possible industry analyst recommendations are and the definitions behind them, but how can we find out specifically what recommendations are given to a specific stock? One website that I always use is Yahoo Finance. I simply enter the symbol for the stock I'm interested in finding more about into the search bar. For example, let's try stock symbol AAPL for Apple Incorporated. Yahoo Finance returns a summary page with lots of pertinent information that I'm interested in. One of the nice things about this summary page is that if I scroll further down, I can see the analyst ratings at a glance. Here you're going to find the analyst recommendation rating with a score of between 1 and 5, where 1 is a strong buy, 5 is a sell. And in particular, for this specific stock, Apple Incorporated, it earns a rating of 2, which is a buy signal. Just above the recommendation rating, there's a section called Recommendation Trends. And from here you can see the analyst recommendations from month to month. Now it's currently May, and we can see the breakdown of the analyst recommendations. We see that 6 analysts rated Apple stock as a hold, 21 analysts rated the stock as a buy, and 11 analysts gave a recommendation of Apple stock as a strong buy. Now in the previous month, April, we can see that there's analysts that rated it as a sell, some gave it an underperform, some gave it a hold, but the majority gave it a buy or a strong buy. So Yahoo Finance is a quick and easy way to find analyst ratings for a particular stock that you may be interested in addition to finding out more information about the stock itself. So this works really well if you know a stock that you're interested in and want to find out the analyst ratings. But what about the other direction? What if you want to know all of the stocks that the analysts have given a strong buy rating? Is that even possible? Well, you bet it is, and here's how you do it. Head on over to this other website, finviz.com. That's finviz.com. From here, I'm going to go to the menu bar and select the screener option. Currently, the screener is not configured with any criteria, so we're getting a full listing of 8,098 different companies listed. The next thing to do is to make sure the tab listed as descriptive is highlighted, and then go to the indicator listed as Analyst Recommendation. Use the pull down, and I'm going to select Strong Buy. By setting this criteria, it will filter the list of stocks to only those with analyst recommendations that equal strong buy. And we can see now that the total number of companies in this list is down to 417. So now if we were to go through and check on the detail for each of these stocks listed for these companies, we'd find that each one of them has an analyst recommendation of a strong buy. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of these just to verify. How about this one here? ACI Worldwide, stock symbol ACIW. So I'm going to go over to Yahoo Finance and type in the symbol. ACI Worldwide Incorporated, which currently closed at $39.93. But let's scroll down and see what the analyst rating looks like. We can see that the recommendation rating is a 1.4 on a scale of 1 to 5. That's definitely a strong buy. I use the stock screener function on a daily basis to quickly identify stocks that have potential for growth and a strong future as recommended by professional industry analysts. But now that I've demonstrated this capability, let me share with you one more thing that allows me to squeeze out just a little bit more capability from this screening feature. So sometimes I'm looking to identify stocks that have both a buy rating and a strong buy rating. And I can do that by setting the screener configuration as follows. By adjusting the screening configuration for the analyst recommendation, I'm able to accomplish this simply by using this pull down and selecting buy or better. And so what this will do was identify the stocks that have analyst recommendations of both buy and a strong buy. And now we see the total number of stocks that have either a buy or a strong buy rating is 3,275. I hope that this introduction to the FinViz stock screener has been helpful. It's just one of the many tools and methods I use for identifying the underlying stocks for possible option plays. Be sure to get my free one-button stock screener. It's the tool I use to help me pick stocks for option trades. You can download it at my website, simpleoptiontrading.com/one-button stock screener. If you like the information about my stock picks, then consider joining my Patreon, where I share exclusive videos of my stock picks every week that I'm going to be using for profitable trades. I also include my research notes, stock analysis, and trading strategies for every stock I pick to watch for that week. And of course, all my videos posted on my Patreon are ad-free. There's one last thing before I end this video. Now, making profits and generating an income from option trading is a great thing, but keep in mind that all gains made from trading are considered income and are subject to applicable tax considerations. So every month, I save a portion of the profits that I earned in order to pay for my federal and state taxes. So please consult with your CPA, licensed financial advisor, and/or tax preparer regarding the tax liabilities for your unique situation. If you're still watching this video, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I also want to wish you good luck and lots of success with all of your trades.